All right, and we're going. Hi, y'all. This is Rob here, and we were going to talk tonight a little bit. Motorcycle went by, got my attention, big surprise. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about extra lighting, what to do, some stuff to have, that kind of thing. Everybody talks about backup lighting for if the power goes out, that sort of thing, but we're going to talk about some stuff that I hadn't seen a whole lot of talk about, and this is something that we kind of like here. It's some little solar powered lighting that we have here. So I got these guys I'm going to show you, and in fact I've got another guy up here charging right now, trying to put a little bit of battery in it. There it is, up there by the light. Reason I'm having to do that is because, because I don't know how to run a camera, that too. Because I've had these things in a bag. I've been going to do this video forever and just hadn't gotten around to doing it. So let me get this guy out of here, and there we go. It's warm, big surprise, and hopefully I've got the camera set right. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about this. I've got 4 or 5 different lights here, all of which we use quite a bit. Some we use more than others, and I'll tell you about them. And I'm going to go probably from, I don't know, I'll save the two out. There's 2 of these I like better than the rest of them, and we'll save those for last. We'll start with this little dead son of a gun right here. I found this one, forgotten we had it. We used to have several of these. This is probably a 10-year-old light, and I put it under a place where it could charge for a little bit, but not nearly enough, I'm sure. It could be that it's set so long that the battery is just decayed and no good. I don't know. But what this one is, you've seen it, just like the little solar yard lights that you get. It's pretty much the same kind of a thing, a little charger, solar cell on top of it, and a little light on the bottom. It's got a photo switch in it, photocell, so that when it gets dark, the light's supposed to come on. But, like I say, this is probably dead. These are great little lights. Christy picked these up for, I don't know, Christy finds all kinds of cool stuff online. And she got these guys, I bet she only gave like $2 or $3 a piece for them. So, you know, one of those things you get what you pay for. You can do the same thing with those yard lights. You can get them on sale at any of the big box stores or dollar stores or places like that. But that's kind of the bottom of the list. It didn't put out a lot of light, but it's amazing in a dark room how much light you can get. To that point, I'm going to tell you a story. Story time with Rob. A long time ago, I won't say how long ago. Yeah, I will. It was about 20, good grief, it's probably 1994, 93, right in there somewhere. A buddy of mine, I was living up in Breckenridge, Colorado then, and a buddy of mine and I decided to go up into the Gore Range Wilderness and do some fishing. And we did, and it was great. We hiked about 6 miles back up, off, we parked and followed the trail up a little ways. We saw a lake on the map that we wanted to go to, and we went. Something's moving. And we went and shot some grouse, had a lunch, 2 or 3 grouse that we shot, cooked them over a campfire, caught quite a few fish, found some other nice little wild edibles out there, and it was a great day. Well, it started getting dark, time to go home. My buddy's name was Scott, and we started heading back. It was getting dark. We waited too long. We weren't worried. We each had a flashlight, so no big deal. Scott had a headlamp. I had a little handheld flashlight, so back down through we went. Now, no trail, so we're just kind of bushwhacking through the trees and, hopping streams and creeks and that kind of thing. Up around probably 11,000 feet elevation. Maybe not quite that high, but definitely in the high to mid-tens, working our way back down the mountain. Within about 100 yards, his headlamp quit working. Okay, no big deal. I got a flashlight, so we put his headlamp up, tried, messed with it, tried to get it going, nothing doing. So we used my flashlight, and he's just following me, and I'm lighting the way. No joke, a couple 100 yards more, maybe a 1/10 of a mile, my flashlight quit working, and it wasn't going to get fixed. It wasn't going to come back on. We're like, oh brother. Now, we were set up. I mean, we could have spent a couple of days up there. We didn't take big packs or anything, but, he and I were both, experienced out in the woods, so no big deal. But I dug around through my pack that I had, and in a little kit that I had, like a little first aid kit, I pulled out, I don't know if you remember, I hadn't seen one in years and years. Used to buy them in a package of 3 little squeeze lights that you squeeze it, and it's got a little bulb, and I mean, that bulb isn't even this big, a little tiny bulb, and it would come on. and light it up. Now, it didn't put out very much light, but if you've been fumbling around in the dark for 15 or 20 minutes, it doesn't take much light to put out a lot of light. And that little stupid squeeze light got us all 6 miles back down the trail to our car. Who would have thought? So the old expression, and I've kind of run into this doing some cave exploring too. One is, I don't remember, one is none, and two is one, and 12 is too many to carry. I can't remember. But that little squeeze light got us home. How great would it have been to have a couple more of these little guys right here, especially like this little guy here. This is one that Christy got us and the girls all one year. It's got a little solar collector on it, and it's got a little crank on it. Isn't that groovy? And it makes a decent little light, you know. There we go. I guess you can kind of see it there, but this makes a great light. This is one of those that's not hugely bright. It's not real bright, but if your eyes are used to the dark, you can see. And by the way, you can see in the dark. Even if you don't think you can see in the dark, you can see in the dark. People are just built that way. You know, some people are better at it than others. I guess I've always been pretty lucky and been fairly good. I've got great night vision. If you want to see in the dark, go outside, turn your lights off if you've got one. When the lights first go off, you can't see squat, but pick the darkest spot you can find in the dark and look at it and stare at it hard. I mean, like for about 5 or 10 seconds, try to look right through that dark spot. Try to look right through the other side of that dark spot. And then when you relax, your pupils will open up, dilate up big, and you can see pretty good. Try it sometime, see if it works for you. So anyway, we got that little guy right there. This one, I'll put it up close where maybe you can see. It's called Solar Fire. And I don't know where she got these things, but the whole point is so that you're thinking about this kind of stuff. But if you can find these, I think this was like a little $5 light, maybe something like that. And it's great, it really is. We got this guy right here. This one is one, we got 2 or 3 of these. This is the only one that still works. I'm telling you, we've had some of these for 12, 15 years. This guy here, little solar panel on it. This is kind of a book light. See, it's got the clips there so you can clip it over the edge of a book. But it's also pretty handy if you want to tuck it in a pocket and do something like that, or clip it to the brim of your hat. But same kind of thing if you, I'll point it to you there, if you turn it on and it's got a light source, it's not going to work. But if you cover up the light source, then it comes on. I couldn't tell if it came on or not. It'd been about right, wouldn't it? But again, this thing isn't huge. It doesn't make a lot of light. It doesn't make a bunch, you know, great big, you know, you're not going to spot coyotes in the night with it to go shooting. But it'll get you to what you got to do. At the very least, it'll get you to where your good light is. So turn that guy back off. Next on the list might be this guy right here. This is a good little flashlight. Now, remember, sitting in a bag for a while, so I've only been charging it for about 10 or 15, 20 minutes. Trying to get a little bit in it. But this one has 2 sources of power. It's got its solar battery backup, and then it's got a regular battery that it's got in there. And I can't remember if it's a AA or a couple of AA's or what it is. But first click gets you, yeah, see, it died down pretty quickly. It hadn't been charged. But the first click is the, and it's still got some light for the solar one. But then the second one, yeah, look at that. This dude's got some brightness on it. This is one of the ones I carry all the time in a lot of my stuff. This is a pretty good little light here. Very handy. Takes a charge pretty quick. Once you get it charged up, it holds a charge for a long time. But again, you know, it was inside the bag, waiting to do this forever. I've been busy. All right, next light. Let's see, we'll do this guy right here. This is kind of a cool one. This one sort of a fold down a little. This is a great little tent hanging light. I've got it folded out so you can see the hanger that it does. But I mean, this is kind of like satellite or something like that, but the little arms fold out. They got the solar chargers on the back of them. They got the LEDs on the other side of them, the bottom, and it's got 2 settings. It's got the fairly bright setting. It's got the bright setting, which I'm telling you, this thing puts out a lot of light at night. This thing's great, and you can, you know, fold them kind of back so you just kind of lighten up one direction, or yeah, you get the idea. And then it's got the groovy, cool, who knows what in the world you'd ever want to use it for. If I can find the button, I lost the button. There it is. Where you hit it again and it blinks, you know, on, off, on, yeah. Why, I don't know. I guess maybe for a signal of some sort if you were trying to signal somebody, but I don't know. I would think just a solid light would do the trick all by itself. So, we got that guy. This has a brand name. It's called the Suaoki or something. You tell me. but that's what it is. Most of this stuff you can find. I'm not pumping any specific brand. I'm just telling you what I got, stuff we like. I like this guy a lot. My girls gave it to me, so I especially like it. Pull that dude back down. None of these are very heavy either. Of the whole bunch of them, this one is probably the heaviest one, and I'll bet it doesn't weigh 6 ounces. I'll bet it 4 ounces maybe. I don't know. I'm not much good at that kind of thing, but it doesn't weigh very much. Easy, light to carry. All right, now next one is this guy right here. This is a pretty cool light here. We've had these for a while too. Solar, charging on the back of it, bulb on the other side. This one's a little grungy looking because we don't always treat things as nice as we could. So the switch quit working. So we had some duct tape over it so that when you got ready to turn it on, you could push it and duct tape it and it would stay on. It makes a great little light. Pretty handy the way it works. Trying to figure out just how to point it right at the camera. There we go. And it's got the stand so you can direct it wherever you want it to be, like a little floodlight. This one puts out a wide light, and it does a great job. The good thing about this one and most of these other ones is when you get them charged up good, set them in the sun for 2 or 3 hours, they hold a charge for a while. Now, I don't know if I've ever tried them to see how long they last, but they last a while. This one is called a D-Light, which is also the same brand as this one that we'll get to. This will be the last one we look at. Of all of these, this one, man, I don't know, may be my favorite. But we're going to talk about this one next. This one, okay, cool story with this guy here. We gave these as Christmas presents one year, and my little sister took hers and hung it on her back porch. Now, she didn't just hang it under the edge of her back porch. She hung it where the water runs off and runs straight on this thing. Well, she looked out there one day and saw that it was full of water. Who'd have thought? So my brother-in-law took a drill and he just drilled a little hole in there to let the water drain out. Well, she figured the light was done, but that night it came back on. It hadn't even had time to dry out. In fact, it may have even been working while it was full of water. I can't remember the story exactly. But this was years ago. She's still got the same one hanging out there, and it still works. She leaves hers turned on. I think she leaves it turned on. It comes on every night. This one got the panel on the back of it. This one's kind of made to look like a light bulb. I don't have the packaging for it, but that was the whole idea for it, to go to third world countries, places where they where they don't have electricity, I guess. And so it kind of looks like a light bulb, maybe to make it feel more like you're turning the light on in the house. Got 2 settings on it. There we go. I got to cover it up, because it's a good thing about the good ones have that. They know to turn off when it gets a light source. Got the dimmer setting and the brighter setting right there. Now, I've had these on for a long time. I've used these lots of times. This is one we've taken camping, and I've used in places where there wasn't electricity. Or if I just wanted to have sometime when Christy and I have been somewhere and I want to read at night and not want to have a big light blinding her, I can use one of these guys here. It hangs up. This one right here, this thing is great. And there we go. It's called a Nocaro, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you can see, maybe not. But this guy right here, probably my second favorite. I go back and forth. It just depends on the situation. But this dude here is the one I like the best of all of these guys. This one is like a lantern. It's just like carrying a lantern around. It is great. It is great. This thing holds a charge for a long time. Again, this one weighs nearly nothing. Maybe, I wish I had something to check here. I got a canned ham from 2013. This canned ham, this is a pound right here, and this thing's easily three times heavier than the light. So, you know what? Ham, just stay here. So this guy right here, same thing. It's got a handle that you can set it up or whatever. Two brightness settings. Got the dimmer setting and the brighter setting. And this thing doesn't look like a lot of light, but I guarantee a lot of times when I go out at night into the garden to check, see if there's a skunk, or into the chicken pen, see if I got a varmint in there, I'll take this guy here. It's just a general good light that it just makes, it's like carrying a lantern, I'm telling you. Plus, in prepper world, we like for things to be dual purpose. This guy here has a handy drink tumbler attached to the bottom of it. So if you need to mix you up a good cold one to make the time go by till the light come back on, you're covered. Anyway, this guy here, I'll show you the package on this so you know what this is. I don't remember how much this cost. This one might be around 20 bucks. This one, I think it was around 12, 15, maybe 20. We've had them for a while though, so I can't remember. But this is the guy right here. Show the package where you can look at it. I can't say enough good things about this. We've got 4 or 5 of these, and again, we're not nice to these. We treat them pretty rough. You know, I'm telling you about this dude here. You know, switch quit working, but I opened it up, fixed the switch, and now it's all better again. I don't know how old this one is. This was one of the first ones we had. I know we've had this one 10 years, maybe 12. Still going strong. Good light, great light. This one right here, I love it. Oh, this one also has a little USB cable that you can plug into, and I don't know if it's to send a charge to something or to bring a charge back to it. I don't know. We don't use it for that. But it's got it, and it's great if we need it, I suppose. Anyway, that's it. Oh, here, I'll show you this thing right here. This is a C crane. This isn't solar. It's got a little crank on top of it, but this thing's about a piece of junk. I did, just a while ago for the fun of it, hook it up to my cell phone, and I could charge my cell phone, but it wasn't much charge, and I'd hate to have to rely on it. But right now, it don't work. I mean, it flat doesn't work, and I don't know why. This may be the second one we've had. Seems like we had to replace one. So, I'm just showing you this so you can avoid it. C Crane is supposed to be a good company. You know, they do radios and stuff like that, but boy, this little stinking CC Lantern Dynamo, I can't say enough bad things about it. You know, it's a cool idea, it's a great thing, if it worked. If it worked. Alright, well anyway, that's it. Think about a light. If you don't, I mean, having a flashlight, a regular battery operated flashlight's a great thing. But sometimes batteries go bad, and if you're in a spot where you don't have another battery, or if all your batteries quit working, if you can set one of these out in the sunshine for 3 or 4 hours and get you through at least part of the night, you're a lot better off. And like I say, since they don't weigh anything, like this dude right here, man, this is a keychain light, basically, is what it is. It'll get you going. It's something to think about, okay? So, think about it. Anyway, guys, thanks. I'm sorry I haven't done a lot of videos lately. There has been a lot going on, and you know, excuses are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one, and they've usually got lint in them. So, anyway, that's it. I will catch y'all later. Thanks.